Adam's on the Isle of Sheppey. Adam, can you help me?
Yeah, James, I think I can.
Good man.
For me, the colour of the passport is a symbol to symbolise that we're now coming away from the European Union, the rebirth of an independent United Kingdom away from the European Union. And as regards to where the passport was being manufactured, I think most people are more disappointed with the fact that the government hasn't chosen a company based in the United Kingdom, because a lot of people realise that even though the government may be paying slightly more over the term of the tenureship for the passport, that money will be reinvested within the United Kingdom, because obviously that company is located here, it pays business rates here, it pays corporation tax here.
80% of its revenues are overseas.
Well, that's a huge company, though, James, isn't it? So it's a huge lot of revenue. But
80% of it. 80% of it is overseas.
They've still got operations and factories based in this country. Employees to be losing out, so they're not paying tax on national insurance back into bad.
So, in a sense, if we were leaving the European Union but our passport wasn't changing colour, you'd feel differently.
No, you see, what I see going on in the country is that...
I just want to talk about you, because what you said was it's a symbol. So would you feel differently, I mean, if the passport was a different colour? I mean, two things I need to point out. The first is...
I would feel differently.
You would? So tell me how? Because we'd be leaving economically, politically, but the colour of the passport...
That's the point.
Yes, go on.
Well, James, that's what I was about to say. That's the point. And this is my viewpoint, and this is how I feel, okay?
Yes.
A lot of things that are going on in the country is not what a lot of people voted for. And it would just
What do you mean by that, Adam?
Well, for example, you know the list you read out just before you spoke to Chuck Ramuna about all the things that, like the European Court of Justice who have rulings into us. I agree with all of that, and I'm a leaver, and I'm completely disappointed in the British government and the British Prime Minister's negotiating tactics, because as far as I can see, high school children could do a better job than she could.
You couldn't have done any differently.
Yeah, no, I think you can. I think
Go on, for example?
No, for example, I saw a video online with Julia Hartley-Brewer.
Look, I'll take some.
No, listen.
No, I'm all for multiple sources, mate. But I mean, you might as well quote Sesame Street. I want you to tell me.
It was her negotiating tactic style that I was interested in.
Mate, come on.
No, listen, James. If you let me finish.
Well, no, I want to know what you think. Not what.
No, this is what I think.
All right, go on then. You carry on. You carry on.
I would have walked into the EU's negotiating team. I would have said, right, this is what we want. This is what we're going to do. We voted to leave. We're going to leave your institutions. We're going to take back our fish and waters.
Yeah.
We're going to leave the ECJ and all of that. And I said, with the Irish border, we're not going to build a border. If you want to build one, knock yourself out, go ahead, you can man it. You can explain to the Irish why you're manning the border and why you're stopping citizens. We're not going to do that.
Yes.
And then I would have said, if you want to trade with us, that's absolutely great. We'll trade with you. We'll have a free-ranging free trade agreement with you. But as far as anything else goes, thank you very much. No thanks. And then I would have walked out, and then they would have all been, well, actually, we want to do this. And France would have gone, actually, no, we need to do that. And then they would have been divided. But they have managed to have the upper hand in every single thing, because Theresa May has pandered to them.
I hear you,
at every stage.
I hear you. Have you spent any time wondering why?
Because it's Parliament. Because she needs to negotiate a deal that she thinks she can get through Parliament.
No.
It's not about what... it is, James.
Not with reference to Parliament, but with reference to British business and the British economy.
No, because...
Well, you must have spent some time thinking about
all of these institutions... Yeah, no, I have.
Go on then. So why do you think she decided to prioritise, for the foreseeable future, the trading arrangements that we currently have with the largest single market in the world? And I appreciate that you derive some of your guidance from quite eccentric sources, but the reason why Theresa May or David Davis didn't walk into the room and just sort of lay down the law to the European Union and walk out.
Because
that would be like chopping. Okay, mate. I think you and I could talk for hours and I wouldn't.
But she couldn't, she wouldn't be able to, if she did that, and then she went to Parliament and said, this is what I've done, this is what I've said, she would never have got the bill that's there trying to get...
Why would Parliament not want to just walk away?
Because most of Parliament is not representative of the British public's opinion.
OK, Adam, I'm going to insist that you just slow down a little bit and try and address the question that I'm actually asking you. If Theresa May came to Parliament and said, I'm cutting us off from the single market, we're walking away now, the Irish border is going to have to go up because the Good Friday Agreement demands regulatory alignment on both sides, and we're opting out of that. So we're breaking the Good Friday Agreement, we're reintroducing the prospect of the Troubles to Northern Ireland, we're pulling out of the largest free trade agreement and single market in the history of humanity, and we've got absolutely nothing to replace it with, but we're going to start negotiating now. As of tomorrow morning, you can't export from this country to anywhere in the world because the free trade agreements that we currently operate under are either part of the EU or they're part of our membership of the EU. That's why the lady in Lowestoft earlier this week could send her whelks to Lowestoft. So when Theresa May stands in front of Parliament and says, that's going to teach them, that's what we're going to do, why do you think MPs wouldn't vote for that?
Yeah, but James, that's a little bit inaccurate in what you've just said.
Go on, mate.
That's the problem.
Yes, go on.
Okay, about the Irish border, she wouldn't have been able to stand up and said, we'll have to put up a border, but that's the point. The British government doesn't want a border, it's the European Union.
The Good Friday Agreement demands regulatory alignment on both sides. But if that's... Look, we can park that if you want, and we'll just focus on trade. So if Theresa May stood up in Parliament and said, we're walking away from the biggest single market in the history of the world, we've got absolutely no trade deals in place yet because it would be illegal to negotiate. Adam, you have to let me finish.
Sorry.
We've got absolutely no trade deals in place because we're not actually allowed to negotiate them until we've left the European Union. The 54 that we currently enjoy as members of the European Union cease to exist tomorrow morning. We won't be allowed to export anything until the new deals are in place, and we're going to have a nightmare importing under World Trade Organization rules because of tariffs and customs checks and similar. I just want you to just take 30 seconds to think and then explain why perhaps you're right when you say that MPs wouldn't vote for that.
Right, I think the Article 50 should have been the transition period, and if the government had treated it like a transition period rather than an extension of our membership.
You're not going to do it, are you?
No, I am answering the question because
you're
I'm
not answering the question.
Premise.
You're not answering.
Your assertion is based on a faulty premise.
It's not an assertion, it's a question.